What's up, guys? Welcome to the Mad Chatter podcast. We got Jordan DeArmond on again.
What's
Heard
going
a lot of
on,
people
guys?
liked him. Yeah,
Timer.
Yeah.
Good to see you, bro.
Fucking right.
Pleasure to be back.
Hell yeah. So we're going to talk about energy levels, extroverts versus introverts, the whole spectrum, and kind of question if it's as cut and dry as some people think it is. But I wanted to talk a little bit about our last podcast. You can find that on one of these corners. I'm not sure which. I'm new to this whole thing. Right there, maybe.
Right.
So
It was a good one. I was excited.
So how do you feel about our last podcast?
I loved it. All my friends loved it. All my family loved it. My grandma saw me vaping for the first time.
Oh, no.
Caught a little bit of hell for it.
Woo.
We'll be fine, man.
Praise to that, huh?
That's right. Yeah, man, but I loved it, man. It was cool. It was a wonderful opportunity. We learned a lot from that.
We really did.
Not only about each other, but about podcasting and about, how to better execute this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to support you in this endeavor,
Yeah.
and we're going to the top with it, bro.
Give me
And I'm
another
happy
one,
to be
baby.
back.
So, do you have any criticisms or what did you think about the way that we communicated and stuff? Because
Timer, we've been friends for years. That's no secret. Not only do we have the best conversation of any other homie I know, but no, not too many criticisms. Our conversation was awesome. Ooh, I told you, look at me right there.
Mm-hmm.
You hear how you were about to say something right then, but I interrupted you?
that just happened.
Yep, that just happened.
Well,
And
yeah.
I wish I could do less of that. And I'm going to try to this entire podcast. My little sister told me, quit interrupting that dude so damn much. I said, okay, I will.
Okay, so maybe it's not a criticism or to me I had some insight because how many times have we had a conversation? You have a conversation with somebody and it's never recorded, but listening back and watching our conversation, it was a different experience than having the conversation.
I completely agree. I loved watching it, and not for any, self-indulging
Yeah.
type hype I
Yeah.
was looking for. I tell you what, it is really cool to be on YouTube and tell your friends, hey, y'all go check out the Mad Chatter podcast. It's awesome, man.
So, what was it?
It wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was hype to send people to our podcast, and they really all loved it, man. I got a couple of things. Like I said, my sister told me to calm down on interrupting you. I told you about the thumbnail.
Yep.
Got to work on the thumbnail. That's just some harsh criticism. I mentioned something to you earlier. Tell me what your criticisms are.
Well, it wasn't criticisms as much as it was insights.
It was a great execution.
Just for our conversation, did I ever make you feel? Were you ever uncomfortable on that podcast?
Not once.
Okay.
Not
Because
once.
one thing I did notice was where we were talking about stuff. See, I love paying attention to body language, and your body language changed at one point, and then you would ask a question. So I wasn't sure if you asking the question, maybe even we talked about the subconscious stuff. So maybe even subconsciously you were like, "Oh, let's change the subject real quick" or something.
Ooh, I tell you what, Timer, I'm real good at body language. I love it. My hands here. With my line of work, it's very important to
absolutely.
for me to notice your body language, the customer's body language. So that's interesting that you say that. And yes, I'm pretty obvious in my body language. I'm very animated and hands talking kind of dude. No, I never felt uncomfortable.
Okay, good.
Can I tell you my favorite part?
What was it?
After rewatching it like you said, and I've rethought about it.
Yeah.
Something you said was, can you leave your beliefs on a coat hanger and come back and then come have an honest conversation and you can pick it up and you can pick up your beliefs and leave anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think, excuse me, I like to think that I can defend those beliefs, and I need to get better at defending them. Is it constant defense that I'm out here on here trying to prove what I think to people?
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's not like you have to, anyways.
Right, but I would. But that idealistic view that you gave me of hang your beliefs on a coat hanger,
Mm-hmm.
come have an honest conversation, and you can pick that up and leave whenever you feel like it. That gave me a lot broader scope.
Yeah.
It allowed me. It kind of allowed me. When you said that, it really allowed me to put it on a coat hanger.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It was cool. I encourage everybody else on this who listens to this to have an honest conversation about anything, but put it on a coat hanger. Political, religious, all of that, man. Let's put what we feel about Trump on a coat hanger. Put what we feel about Biden on a coat hanger. Come over here. You got to put it over there. Then you got to come over here and have the conversation, okay? In your mind. And that's important, man. And it was a beautiful thing that you said when you said it.
I love that, man. I love everything you just said. It's, man, I don't like projecting things that people need that's not myself, but I feel like the country needs that right now. All the divide going on, man, and everybody thinking they're. I'm like, just you got all these convictions, this anger. Let's just put it on the door. Just recognize that you're just a human being having a human experience with other human beings, and we're probably more similar than we are different. And just that's a hard thing to do these days. Apparently,
It takes a lot of time for people to say what you just said, bro. It takes a lot of time for people to even consider, hey, what population of people do you think go with the, what's the word? Go with the common flow. Go with the flow. Go with the current, whatever they feel. Ain't got no opinions for themselves. And just
are
agree.
you talking about sheep? The sheeple?
Yes!
The sheeple?
Fucking sheep. Excuse my language.
I see sheep everywhere, man.
Sheep, bro.
Yeah, but
and sheep's a broad way of putting it. But the point that I'm calling sheep, the definition I would put to sheep is people who believe what they see.
Mm-hmm.
Bam, believe what they see, blanket opinion.
Yeah, we call me and Angela had a podcast. It's uploading tonight, or no, it's the previous one, talking about simple math.
Which podcast was that?
It was the latest one I had with Angelo that was released last week.
Hey, y'all can view that podcast right here in this corner.
Yeah.
Y'all go check that one out too. You were saying?
Yes.
You had that
Yes.
podcast with Angelo.
Yeah,
talking
we're
about.
talking about simple math, how people, if you want to hear the explanation, check that out. Right there.
Right.
So, but I was going to say, one of the reasons our conversation that we had was my favorite conversation was your ability to put your beliefs and things on the door, and that's really hard on the coat hanger. That's really hard to do. But you actually went from telling me that story about the ghost you saw.
Yeah.
Then to literally like, did I fabricate? You totally changed your stance. Like to me, that was, I don't see that very
A
often.
dissection.
Yeah, it was insane to watch back, and I was like proud. I just felt good, man. Like it just overall felt good. The discussion.
Did you almost say proud?
Yeah, I did.
You're right.
Yeah, I felt.
You should be proud of me.
I felt.
You know why?
proud.
Because you made me dissect it. You asked me questions. You said something along the lines of maybe it was BS. I said, you know what, Tomer? Maybe it was. Maybe I was in a dream state or something or other. But you know what? I left that conversation and still to this day believe I saw a ghost.
Oh, you believe?
Sure do.
Yeah.
Thought about it.
Is that the
Redissected it.
okay?
Redissected
Okay.
it. Thought about it. And really, It's not even that I want to believe I saw my great grandmother, right? But I wasn't thinking nothing about Nana when this happened.
Yeah.
But it happened at a time before my parents got divorced, and she said something to me that I needed to hear. Everything is going to be okay. End quote. Everything is going to be okay. And you know what, Tomer? Everything has been okay.
It will be okay too.
Everything will be okay.
Well,
What do you
wanna
think of
go
that?
ahead and-
What do you think of me still thinking that I believe it?
I was gonna go like further into it, but I just kind of wanted to rehash it because I'm trying to stay on topic these days.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I don't know. Like I still stand by what I said, but I'm not discounting your experience. That was never my goal to do that.
Right.
Uh,
No one said it was.
I think
I didn't think you was.
I think that the world is very trippy and weird to be alive, and the mind plays games, and I don't know what's possible. The universe is infinite, man. What do I know about anything?
It's a fact, bro. Spirits exist. Adopt it now.
Maybe. But we're gonna get on this conversation we had earlier,
Yes, sir.
talking about energy levels,
All right.
and how I've been running this podcast, and I'm like, all right, I need this time to decompress for my mental health because this is important. And what did you ask me? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. You remember?
I do remember. I want you to ask me the question.
If I get it wrong, edit it out.
Yeah, we got you.
I believe I said, Timer, does your schedule that you follow so strictly stress you out on a daily basis?
Well, it wasn't stress me out.
Would you? Okay, am I close? Tell me what I asked you.
Okay, from what I even
It
wrote
was a
it
good
down.
question, and I meant it at the time.
So you were asking about my belief system of how it was about, man, Jesus, yeah, this part's going to have to be edited out. But let me think.
It was about the belief system of your schedule,
I don't know. I'm trying to remember
your
how
mental health.
we know, yeah. So it was about being like a people person. We were talking about, because it organically grew from that. We were talking about social skills, how to
Yes.
interact, and that spawned the question about
We were talking about remembering names,
names.
and it spawned the question of what?
Well, it spawned the question of, I say I'm a people person. I said I'm a social butterfly. And I was like you, and I seen that you're a social butterfly. You like being here, you like being
Yes.
there. I've done it, I've experienced it.
But then I said, no one sees it, Timer.
Yeah, I remember.
No one sees it, Timer. You said you're a social butterfly. I said, when? When? And you turn it on and off.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Timer, for you, if you don't mind me criticizing
Oh,
you
I
one time,
welcome it. Come on, bring it. Bring the
It's-
heat, man.
you should be more social than you are. You could be more social than you are, but you are not. I don't want to say, I don't even mean hide. You don't hide from nothing, but you don't do it when it makes you happy. It does. You like going out. Remember you said you was a social butterfly? I said when? You need to be that more often.
So what is it? You say should, as if, is it like an idealism or ideology that you have? Like people should be more social, get out more? Or?
No, I know
You're
you.
just speaking for me.
Yes, I'm speaking for
So-
you.
so-
I do know you.
Like how would that benefit me?
You are successful, Timer. Timer, you're successful. Timer, you have a beautiful home. Timer, you have all kinds of assets to your name that puts you in a position to where you don't have to worry. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry. You don't have to stress. Therefore, you should take that time that is allowed to you to make you happy. Get out this house that you love so much. Hang out with your boys. Find something that makes you happy that gets you out of the house. It's not even, I keep saying get you out of the house. It ain't like you don't have a day job and get out of the house all the damn time, you know? But I think that's what I'm asking of you. I think that's what I'd like for you to do. And I think it'd make you real happy.
So, happiness being subjective.
Yep.
I wish that I had more energy than I have.
Okay, energy.
Yeah, we talk about energy.
Yep.
You're very much a
energetic person.
Well, that's fact. I'll never debate that. What did I have here? You're a extrovert. People give you energy. People give me energy too. I like to. But I'm not the same every day, right?
Right.
But when I come home from work, I just don't have the energy that I used to have to go hang out with people because I got routines and things I'm trying to do. If I have a goal of starting a podcast and a YouTube channel and growing while I have to make money to pay the bills and save to invest, sacrifices have to be made. So me not going out, me going to bed early, all these things are sacrifices I have to make. And that helps with my energy levels. I have less time to hang out with people or less energy to hang out with people because it's focused on other things. Also, I love playing video games and watching some TV shows.
That makes you happy?
That's not the thing that makes me happy.
Okay, how about this? What if that's what you've chosen to do with your time and it doesn't make you happy?
Well, then I would change what I do.
Okay, right. I'm asking, I guess my question is, are you passing the time or does that make you happy?
I mean, it's consumerism. It's consuming.
Bam.
But what do you do whenever you go out with friends?
Great question. I like productive things. Usually timer. Mm-hmm. It's my idea that we've chosen to do. Mm-hmm. I like to think I have the best ideas when it comes to hosting a good time. Mm-hmm. I'll participate in anybody else's good time. But I like to go play disc golf. Let's take a 6-pack out and go play disc golf. Hey.
Getting out the house and getting in nature.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
If everyone's hungry at lunchtime, let's go to this place because, like Flying Heart Brewery, shout out to them because I love them so much. Flying Heart Brewery has darts and games and, what do you call it, cornhole. I love cornhole.
So
I can drink cold beer. That's what I like to do when I go out with friends. I like to...
For me?
Active, outside.
Well, whenever you said, about talking about be happy and stuff, happiness is just a result of the things I do. It's not like I try to make the intention to be happy. If anything, I'm making the intention to make sure I have the energy to achieve the goals that I want.
Go on.
I mean, that's it. You sound like you want to say something. Please.
Yeah, I do. You said you make the intention to have the energy to pursue the goals you want, right?
Yes.
Bam. You said happiness is not...
I said happiness is a result of my actions. It's not the goal of my actions.
Happiness is my goal when I wake up in the morning. We're not too different, bro. We have to come to a common ground here, Timer. My goal is to be happy. That has to be your goal, too.
No,
that's what I'm telling you.
I think that's a fallacy.
Why, bro? For any relationship let's talk about a woman.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this because
we're about to get into something.
We're about to go off topic. We got to stay on topic, but let me leave it with this. And we can next time we get on the podcast, we can talk about happiness. And I'm gonna show you some things before that we can talk about. But I am not at the place where I can explain to you why I think it's a fallacy.
Okay.
Chasing happiness is acting like you don't already have that within you at all moments.
Blah, blah, blah. We don't exist. I get it.
Yeah.
You were saying?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. That's where you'll end up in that conversation, ain't it?
What do you mean?
you'll end up with we don't exist after we talk about happiness.
Well,
But while you're alive,
you
you
talk.
don't concern yourself with it. You say it's not a priority.
I mean, if what is happiness to you, Jordan?
It's real important to me.
What can you define happiness?
I'll try.
Okay. That's all we can do. I've never asked somebody can they define happiness. This is not a who
Yeah.
are you test, okay?
I also think everyone's answer is different.
I mean, yeah.
Mine will definitely
Yeah.
be different. I love, I love making money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, blanket answer. I don't mean it like that. I love challenging myself
Yeah.
with buying a car, motorcycle, Pokemon card, or anything else that I love. I love lifted trucks. I love fast cars. I love Pokemon cards. I love, antiques and rare collectibles and currency. All of those things make me happy, Timer. And then on top of that, I utilize and apply into my life the thing that makes me happy, right? Everyone wants to find what they want to do to make them money, to make them happy. I take these random items that I love,
Yeah.
buy them low, and sell them high. Then I make more money, which makes me double happy. I was extremely happy to have owned this 2005 Corvette, and I was even happier when I sold that Corvette for more money. Enjoyed it, showed my friends,
So
in every example that I buy and love. Is that a good answer for
I
what
mean,
is happiness?
well,
to me?
it's you explain the things you do to achieve happiness, which I guess I don't know. I've never asked that question before.
That's not to mention the outdoors, the travel, the observing what God has created in a daily life. That all makes me happy, down to the smallest. The hat that I'm wearing makes me happy, bro.
Okay,
The
so
bracelets on my hands makes me
Jordan,
happy.
you asked me the question about happiness. You know how it's subjective, right?
Yep.
So I'm just the type of person that would enjoy staying home and playing a game after a long day at work, or because I also play games online. So I'm hanging out with friends too. So it's not like it's a solo
Right.
activity.
Right?
But-
Talking to them.
It's everything's subjective. Everything is different to everybody. So I get to explore worlds in this game and have experiences.
True.
They're in the virtual world,
True.
but to me it's all subjective anyways. Like if that's what I choose to do with my time and I enjoy it, and I would rather do that because I'm enjoying it and I spend less energy doing it than I would going out. Also,
Are you comparing that to me walking in the woods and noticing nature, and you noticing triple that nature on the virtual screen?
well, it's not real nature.
Right? Are you comparing the two as far as happiness goes?
Well, I was thinking about more like you just going out with some friends or something. But I mean, yeah, I have to honestly think about that question if that's what I'm comparing it to. I'm more making a statement about a generalization of the things you
Social
just said.
interaction.
Yeah, social interaction. I don't need as much social interaction. In fact, I find social interaction to be draining whenever I go out because
True.
I'm scratching the surface. I'm scratching the surface with people. I'd rather have less relationships that go much deeper than I would have multiple relationships that are only an inch deep.
Oh, I completely agree with that. That's just a small circle.
Yeah.
That's just keeping your circle
Yeah.
small.
And that's what I do.
You know?
And my circle has to be smaller, or not necessarily smaller, but everybody. There's people I care about that I don't spend enough. I would rather spend more time with, but that is a sacrifice I am making to achieve goals right now.
Right.
We all have seasons of our lives. Right now, that means less video games, less TV, less feeling comfortable, less hanging out with friends. And I'm trying to, I'll tell some of my friends, I'm like, I wish I'd hang out more, and it has nothing to do with you. It's that I'm having to make that sacrifice.
You're out here busy making moves.
I'm trying.
That's what you're doing?
So But
And your friends who care about you most understand that.
they absolutely
and
do.
say, holla at you later.
But see, I feel like just from my perspective, you get a lot of energy from going out. You would not have the same experience staying home playing video games. We also had different upbringings. You know what I mean? To me, there's games that are nostalgic that make me feel something they wouldn't make you feel. Of course,
And I don't know anything about video games.
yeah. So it's not just games. It's whatever I'm interested in. I'm not, and of course, this was never that I should apologize, but this is more broad when I say this. I'm not going to apologize for being myself and doing the things I want to do. But
Absolutely.
a lot of people are people pleasers, and I even have some of those tendencies in me. And that's sometimes an automatic reaction that I have to be mindful of, and then not identify with that thought that came into my head. That automatic reaction. That was shit that was
That's
trained.
just customer service, bro.
Yeah.
That's the word for that.
What do you mean by customer service?
You can't just fire off at anybody the way you feel.
Well, I mean,
you know,
I'm not trying to hurt
or
feelings.
respect, or I don't want this problem. Yeah.
Yeah, the social settings.
There's a
change.
line.
But at the same time, I'm way more open about, certain settings where you might not say something to your parents or something. I'm way more open about it now than I ever have been, and I'm like, that's
exactly it.
quote unquote who I am, right? And that's it. You're gonna know your son whether you like it.
Yeah.
Like it
Listen,
or not.
Mom. I have people living with me that drink beer, right? That's something I dealt with.
Yeah.
I had a roommate in the house I lived in one time, and my mama got on to me because they drank beer. I said, chill out, Mom. They pay rent on time. It was Zach Furman. He always paid rent on time.
I got that same problem, man. I got that same problem.
Swear.
So energy levels. I kind of wanted to get more into it though. Talking about the social aspect. You talked about how you learned the skill. Well, originally what we were talking about here was, I said I'm a social butterfly. Maybe it would be better said if I said I can be a social butterfly.
Absolutely.
When I choose to. If I'm at work, man, I love the people I work with. I love talking. I love joke. I love giving. One of my character traits, I love giving a positive experience. If I have the energy and I'm somewhere, I want to give someone a positive experience. Unless they are constantly disrespecting me or being an asshole to me, in that case, I'll just ignore them. I won't let them get to me most of the time. But see, me at work and all that social stuff, like right now, I have the energy to have this conversation.
Right.
I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm very engaged. And I would rather do this these days than go out to a party and talk to a bunch of people. If I go out to a party, like your birthday party, I hadn't seen you in a while, so I wanted to see you. And also, it's like I'm the sort of person where making a drive out from my home is more energy because I already enjoy this thing so much that I can do at home. It's going to have to be much more enjoyable for me to get out. But sometimes I do want to go socialize.
Absolutely.
So that was a great time for me, man. I met people. I got some phone numbers. I talked to people.
Absolutely.
I met a girl. That was pretty cool.
Damn, it was a good time.
Yeah. So, that absolutely was a great time, and I love going out. And I want to do more of that in the future. But right now, it's like what is it called? I'm
Content.
locked and loaded. I'm content with what I'm doing, and the social butterfly version of myself I'm talking about, that positive experience talking to people, I came a long way. Because explain to me, what were your thoughts of me, even looking back now, not necessarily whenever you were younger, when we were both younger, but my social interaction back when we were in scouts and stuff and all that.
Ducked off, small circle.
Yep.
I was always in that circle.
Yeah.
Me and our other close homies were in that circle. And you are always the mystery man, Timer.
The mystery man.
That's the perfect way to describe it.
Was I quiet?
No, bro, you weren't quiet. I would probably say, I said ducked off. You're over here, we're over there. Timer's just posted up, bro. You've been posted up in the corner your whole life. Everybody's wondered, who's that? It's Timer. He don't like to. he don't have too many friends, but I'll introduce you. You know, if I get his blessing, you know, bro.
You gotta kiss the fucking
I
hand,
swear,
man.
bro. I swear.
So
That's definitely it, man. But just you coming up, it's been a lot of. It's nothing crazy.
I
I
don't.
wouldn't call you a nerd.
Yeah.
You know, did you be? What would you describe a nerd as? Ducked off.
I don't know. I think I was more geeky. That might be a more accurate.
Man, it's just been the glasses. That's it.
Yeah.
I ain't never called you geeky.
I can't really remember much whenever it came to how much I was back then. I just remember being quiet, and I was on this ADHD medication, which I feel like maybe stunted my social growth, because I was on that.
Really?
Dude,
You
I
feel
was.
that way?
I would. Dude, absolutely. I was on ADHD medication from elementary school all the way to high school.
Oh man.
When I take this
bro.
medication, it would turn me into a zombie.
You're one
If-
of those examples I use when I talk about
When
ADHD on children.
mm-hmm.
From what age? How old?
I think like third grade or something, all the way to my junior year.
What? That's crazy, bro. ADHD? Wow, because you were a hyperactive kid and your parents didn't want to deal with you?
I had ADHD, ADD, which means I wasn't the hyperactive type. ADHD is like the beginning label, and there's variants of it. So no, I wasn't the hyperactive type. I don't know. I don't remember. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me now because it's all said and done. All I know is I stopped taking the medication my senior year, or in the middle of my junior year, and the next thing you know, I got a lot more social. So I have a stunted development. Like, I believe it socially stunted me, which means when I got out of that and I started slinging and shit, I was slinging weed and shit, I had to go ahead and learn social skills when I didn't have too many, you know? So I learned about body language, I learned about tone, I learned about all these other things and how to speak better, and I just, you just throw yourself in it. Now I'm having to become a very social creature because of the hobby that I do, so to speak.
That's right.
And it was a crash course to learning people, body language, red flags. I learned a bunch of shit. We could do a whole podcast on what I learned from drug dealing. That's going to be in a future episode.
Don't think I didn't take a couple of notes from it either, bro.
But
Gosh damn.
But yeah, man, I'm proof that you can take a very antisocial person and turn him into somebody that is very capable socially.
Absolutely, you've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, you literally have no idea. Like
What? How social you've gotten?
Yeah, because we don't
When's
spend.
the last time you went out?
I mean, last time I went out was during Mardi Gras, and I wasn't even feeling that. Social.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good time. Where'd you go? Did you get drunk?
I had 2 beers.
Man, I'd say that too if I was the host of a podcast.
The fuck, I don't give a shit. I told them if I
Mardi
got
Gras.
shit face.
Oh,
I
they
had 2
two
beers.
beers.
You gave me one of
kid.
those beers.
Oof.
You sure did. Actually, it was a hard seltzer.
I didn't give it to him. It didn't come from me.
Yeah.
What I say? Oh, that ranch water?
I don't know what it was, man.
The ranch water's good, bro.
It wasn't a ranch water. It was like some lemon seltzer or something.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. It was
Man,
pretty good. It was all right.
I'm out here trying to watch my weight.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of cut off beer,
Mm-hmm.
except when it's free. Shout
Yeah.
out to Timer.
Shout out to Zach.
Shout out to Zach.
Hey, I don't think he's ever even
It's
watched one of
his
these
beer.
podcasts.
I'll be down.
But yeah, you said that you also grew, but I don't know. I always feel like you had that social, like you were just one of those naturals. But you were talking about growing, like you grew into learning to be more social.
Sales, bro.
Okay, well, I was gonna say this. Even if you kind of had it naturally, it doesn't mean you can't improve and get better.
Born with it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was born. Loud talking. Questionable.
You a loud son of a bitch.
I know that's facts, pal. And fast talking, a lot of talking. You know, I done told you earlier I was trying to interrupt you, Les. That's because I talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that helps when you need to be a salesman or a social person. I was born that way. I've been talking my ass off my whole life, you know. So That's where that came from.
Man, I got a question for you about you're very social. You know a bunch of people. How would I put this? What is it? What is it about meeting new people and socializing that just like what gives you energy from people?
Done. Networking is the word
Okay.
for what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
That's
You
a
know
good
that
answer.
word?
That's a good ass answer.
Absolutely. Networking is the word for what you're talking about. And what gives me energy? The opportunities that come with meeting other people.
I like
I
that.
don't, and you know what else? Hold on. I say that, right? That's what networking is.
Yeah.
It's meeting other people. But I'm not out here using motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm not out here trying to meet Timer so I can get on his podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Man, if you met me to get on this podcast, you were like 1,000 steps ahead because you met me a long time ago.
Right. I know that's right. But that goes with anything, you know. I'm not using people by meeting them.
Yeah.
I have a lot to offer a lot of people if you know me, you know? And I'm not flexing that, but I tell you what, ask me what you need. I can help you with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can't, I know 30 motherfuckers who can.
It's useful. It's
I
very
sure
useful.
do. You stuck in a mud puddle in your car? I can pull you out in my truck. Are you stuck in a mud puddle, Timer, in your 18-wheeler? I can help you out of a mud puddle if you call me.
You catch me dead in an 18-wheeler,
That's
but
it.
I appreciate it.
Great example, though.
So, yeah, I would find that very useful, and that's one of the reasons why I go out and socialize more. Like, I find it interesting. I met some people at your birthday party. We're talking about growth, personal growth. We were talking about networking and networking, how that's useful, and the social interaction.
You like that, networking?
Oh yeah, I love that answer.
That's a good one.
That would be one of my reasons to do it. But and also, I love how you your next thing was to say it's not like I use people, because I feel like whenever you say networking, people are gonna get the idea
You
that
have
you're just
to
out
say
to use
that.
them. Yeah.
I'm not using people, but
I mean, look,
I
we're all
surround myself with people.
We all
So
using
let's start
people.
over. Ready? We're checking it in right
Yeah.
now. You ready? Hey, bro, I gotta tell you that was a point I was trying to make. When I say I don't use people, it's all about, I'm just trying to surround myself with people who add value to my life.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think that every relationship is a give and a take. So I mean, the word use is very very negatively
Right.
associated with the idea. Like, yeah, when you say I use people, it's bad. It sounds negative, but I think it's a good thing. We use services, that help us. That's not a bad thing. We're saying, yeah, we use this service, and you're like, well, you just used them. So it's different when it comes to services as a business, but not when it comes to relationships. I absolutely use relationships with people to get things off of my chest, to feel better connected, and they use me the exact same way back. It's just we're using different language, but it's not any less true.
One would argue I'm using you to be on a podcast for the first time.
And somebody could say, I'm using you
Good conversation
to have on the podcast because I need someone on the podcast. And I know your ass promotes the shit out of the podcast, so that's useful too.
I love it. And
Relationships.
What are you doing? Using me for promotion? Maybe if I put Jordan on the podcast, he'll make more people view it? No, you're not doing that, Timer.
It's like a bonus for me.
You and me are dear friends. I have met you through networking in the past and have maintained that relationship. You've maintained my relationship. I've maintained my relationship with you for 12 years now.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody using
That's
anybody
a long
here,
ass
Timer.
time, man. That's over a decade.
Ain't nobody using anybody here.
Yeah, or
And I don't use.
it's a bad word to use.
Yep.
Jesus, that's like a joke right there. Use is a bad word to use, but
It is.
relationships should be a win-win. I mean, there is a lot of.
I like the way you said it.
There are a lot of relationships where it is a one-sided relationship, and I stray away from that. If I'm messaging someone and I'm not getting back in return, I'll just stop messaging. And you know
Damn.
what? You know what happens? Like at least half the time, if probably more than that, I don't get a message. So I'm just like, I move on. I ain't even mad about it. I just move on. Like you said, there's
We ain't
all
gotta
these
talk
people.
about your DMs, bro.
The DMs, man.
We ain't gotta talk about them.
But yeah, I ain't got energy to be upset anymore. Like I get people are living lives and stuff, and you'll disagree with this, but I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'll just say it. We all live our lives like we're the center of the universe. We really do.
I put myself. Ooh, let me stop. Ooh, I'm gonna say it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I put myself first.
Yeah.
I put my happiness first. Okay? But that is not to say that I am selfish. Okay? I've been in a lot of relationships, fellas. You can understand what I'm saying. When someone calls you selfish and you ain't even being selfish, right? I put myself and my happiness first. I put what's best for me first. I'm not gonna screw myself over to help you, right?
I think we
One
have to
would call
define.
that selfish.
We have to define the word selfish, right? I wish I had a thing.
Gosh, bro.
Well, we're gonna talk about what selfish means to us, all right? But
Okay.
we can throw the word
We'll
selfish.
We'll
Yeah.
define it for
Yeah.
sure right here.
So, I think there's an argument to made that you are selfish. You're very selfish,
Of course.
and so am I, and so is absolutely everybody. And I'm gonna draw an analogy here. Maybe it's an analogy. I should really learn what words mean. If
Analogy.
there's somebody starving on the street, and I'm starving and I have food, I'm not going to give it to the person starving on the street. I'm selfish. I'm going to take that food.
Wrong. Go on.
You said wrong?
I disagree, but
You
go on.
disagree? Well, I want to hear what you disagree.
You're not selfish, but
How is that? I'm choosing myself over this other person.
wrong, bro.
Okay. I'd love to hear your point of view.
You're not wrong. Pull up at any red light in this town, you could be confronted with that situation.
Well, you're putting yourself first over others.
You better.
Yeah. I'm not. There is nothing wrong with being selfish.
You're better.
I
just sold a car today.
Well, look, hold on. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. I'm not ever saying that. I'm just saying that we are selfish creatures.
You're saying
And we
you're selfish
focus
for
on
not giving
ourselves.
that person money.
You're like-
True?
Yeah, but that's not like an
Wrong.
insult to me. Well, I don't understand. I'm saying we got to define selfish. All right. Well, so the definition of the word selfish basically says that if you're starving and someone else is starving and you don't give that person your food, it doesn't mean you're selfish.
Right.
Selfish is when you would.
Have intentions with somebody.
Okay. Well, here's an interesting one, right? So we talked about if I have food and somebody's starving on the street and we're both equally starving, and I decide to eat my food, I'm not selfish because I did consider him. But there's no ill intent.
What, you gonna give him food?
There is no ill intent.
Nope.
There. I understand that. I considered it.
He don't know I have this food.
I still
He
feel.
does not know you have this food.
Well, it's not about what he knows. It's about what you know.
It's all your food.
Yeah.
And because you did not give him any.
I still feel like he's selfish, but that's probably because I haven't
tell
gotten.
you what,
Well, hold on.
I bet you're not selfish, but you're a lot better person. You're a lot better person. You're a lot more morally, God would appreciate you doing that. In my case, I would. I'd give him food. In my case, with God as my center point, I would give more than I receive.
I'm saying you have this little bit of food. Y'all are both starving. I'm saying that I originally believed it would be selfish for me to keep this food and not give it to him.
Wrong.
Because I need it to survive. The definition says without consideration as one of it. So say I did.
Considered it, but then he ain't did nothing for me. So I'm going to eat it.
It's still choosing yourself over someone else, which I...
How about that? Let's picture a dude you don't know. We're both starving just the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I hope I don't look like an asshole, but I have one piece of bread. I don't even have kids at the house. Like, let's not even consider that, right? There's two people. I'll eat my bread.
Yeah.
What did I do to get that bread? More than him. Huh? How'd I get that bread?
Well,
I got the bread.
It's adding a lot of things whenever it's not about the conditions as much as the conditions are just
We're talking
straight.
about selfishness now.
Yeah, we're talking about selfishness. By the definition of it, talking about how
What would you do with the
it's
bread?
considerate.
Keep it?
I'd eat it. I'd keep it.
Done. Me
That'd
too.
be my bread.
We're not selfish.
Yeah, I think okay.
We're not selfish.
I think we're getting maybe mixed up here. If you took his bread, he had the bread, and he wasn't going to share it. Would you take it from him if you're starving? So you're just starved to death? I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, I understand it's a hypothetical.
If he has the bread,
we both.
and I'm the other dude, he has the bread. I don't.
I think we both
Nah,
agree upon.
I'd make a crazy negotiation.
We
with
don't.
him.
We don't actually know what we would do, but we can theorize with what we would
I
do in
can.
this. You don't know what you would do.
I can put myself in those shoes.
You're
I'm
hold
hungry
on.
than a motherfucker, and this dude has food, and I need food. That ain't my food. I won't kill him.
All right, but you saying 100%.
100%, I would not kill this man for his food. If that's not allowed, let's say killing is not allowed.
Yeah.
No, it's his for his bread.
So you kill him for the food, but
I
you
wouldn't.
no. Okay. Well,
If killing's not allowed, either way.
I still feel
might-
I still feel intuitively that not sharing your food to someone starving is selfish. But that's my definition. I think I'm wrong.
I would like to know in the
Google's
comment
definition.
section if you had a piece of bread starving equally with another person who did not have a piece of bread, what would you do? Would you give them your bread? And is it selfish not to?
My comment would be, if you choose yourself over someone else, it's selfish. But I understand the word selfish is not what I think it means. I think.
We just heard.
Yeah,
what it
I
meant.
know, but it just
Doesn't that throw it back?
yeah.
But that's all. But the reason
But
reason you call it selfish
I'm trying.
is because you have a piece of bread.
I'm
It's your
trying.
bread.
I'm trying to explain it in a way where my definition, there's a different word
I
that
love
can be
this
used.
conversation.
But yeah, so I still think, I don't know. I'll have to reevaluate some things when it comes to selfish. There's probably a better word I can use because selfish has such a negative connotation with it. But that also might
You
just
could be
our
a jackass
that
for
would-
not sharing,
that might also just be our culture
right?
that associates selfishness with something negative.
One would argue the same for like a bunker, like if a nuclear bomb exploded,
Yeah,
who gets in, who doesn't?
yeah.
You selfish for not letting people in?
It's a great philosophical question.
It is. I do love this.
We did get way off.
I would
We're
love
pretty far
for
off track.
somebody who knows what they're talking about. We're gonna try to tag somebody who's like a doctor, maybe.
A doctor for selfishness.
I want a doctor to comment on this video.
We'll see. We'll see
That'd
if
be
we
cool.
get any doctors. Well, let's see. What else do we got, man? What? I'm trying to stay on topic today, man. We gotta stay on topic. What questions maybe do you have about energy levels that we haven't already discussed? Because if it's a 30-minute podcast, it's a 30-minute podcast. If it's 45, it's 45. It don't matter.
I like when our energy levels differ.
Mm-hmm.
Yours and mine's do. You'd agree?
Yeah.
We're both awake the same time of day. What do we do with our times of day, Timer? And how much effort do we put in during those times of day?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, I'm going to ask you this, answer it blankly. Do you have a level that's already in your mind that you will peak and will drop down?
No.
You have a schedule that you adhere to strictly,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Does that schedule not allow you a peak and a valley?
I mean, it's not like it's not intentional. My energy levels.
Is your what I'm calling a valley relaxation time, maybe chill time, maybe What would you call what I'm thinking of right now?
De-stressing, unwinding
That's
time.
it.
Yeah.
I know that's very important
relaxation time.
That's it.
That
you schedule
feels
that.
that feels necessary for my mental health.
Don't you schedule that timer?
Yes.
What time does that start?
Well, first of all, I have Monday night gaming with my friends online.
Okay, hold up. So each day of the week is a different. You have a couple of things, like maybe you work until 9 one night or some shit, right? Mm-hmm. So every night's different.
Yeah.
So your relaxation time is scheduled different.
Yeah.
That's not too different than most people, man.
Well,
I think it's real important to you. And as far as energy levels go,
let me put it this way.
Go ahead.
Monday night I got game. Monday all day I wake up early. I do shit all day. Things I need to get done around the house. And there's always more to do than what I get done in the day. I'm trying to do meal prep now. I exercise. I do all my errands. I clean the house. It takes forever. I take a couple breaks just because that's actually proven to make you perform better, to stay on task longer by taking little breaks. So I do that. And then Monday night I have online gaming. And I stick to that. Even if I don't really feel like playing that online game, I'm hanging out with my bros.
With your homies that you love and make you happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do that, and then Tuesday is podcast day, stuff dedicated to podcast, and finish what I didn't get done the prior day. All right? And then if I'm lucky, at the end of the night, I'll have some time to unwind. So then I got Wednesday. I'm just going to go through all of them. It's going to be real simple.
Nope, what's your unwind? What is unwinding?
My unwind is when I get to lay down on the couch, take my shoes, my socks off, and just put it all on the table.
Put something on the TV? Watching TV?
Yeah, I'll play games. I got a new game I'm playing.
So you'll play games?
Yeah, I'll play games or watch TV.
That's it?
Sometimes I'll chat with friends too.
That's it?
Right? So then Wednesday. Wednesday is like my what would you call that? Not sanctuary. Man, I'm trying to find the word. What do you call a special day that's religious?
Sabbath?
Nah, you're right.
Good word for it.
Yeah, but that's not it. The Sabbath. This is my holy day. Where
Sabbath. That's the word.
This is my holy day, and this day is for whatever if I want to. No,
focus.
It's whatever the fuck I want. There is no expectations on this day. The whole world's limited.
Then
if I want to go out and do any, most of the time I do with it is I knock out extra stuff on the podcast. Do some trying to do learn something new about the podcast, improve the YouTube channel, try to get it on Spotify, figure out what the hell a hosting website is for a podcast.
What date is that for you?
That's Wednesday. That's tomorrow. Which I was going to give up if you didn't get over here, because I was fine doing that.
Hey, Timer.
Yeah.
Can I invite you publicly tomorrow when the weather is absolutely beautiful, on a day that you've just admitted that you don't have anything to do or any expectations?
Yeah.
I want to send you an invitation to hang out with me in the outdoors. I have kayaks. I have discs for golfing. But come on outside and let's both get off our ass.
Yeah.
And chill together as homies who are the best of friends in the outdoors.
So I want to preface this. I'm a no guy. Like,
you want to know what you're doing?
Well, no. I'm a no guy. When somebody asks me something, and I talk about the energy, I don't prepare my energy levels. If I wake up tomorrow and I feel like I got the energy and I'm like, that's something I want to do, I'll do it.
Bam.
But I always say, I'll let you know or no.
Do you know that I didn't ask you yes or no to come? It was the invitation.
See,
that was the best way. As Jordan, your friend, that is the best way for me to convince you, Timer, my friend, to hang out with a brother.
Yep.
It's, hey, bro, you ain't got to do it, but I ain't doing shit either. And let's both not go do shit together outside.
Yep. I'm an invitation guy. You could literally, you could send me invitations for 3 months to all sorts of stuff.
Right.
And I might not go. And the next thing you know, I'll pop up. I know I popped up, and you're like, what the hell is Timer doing out? I remember at Bayou Thunder.
happiest pop-up ever. I can't name someone else I'm happier to see randomly, and I didn't know you was coming,
Yup.
and there you are. I go off, bro. You get tackled with a hug.
Yeah, I just remember that time you were at Bayou
You get
Thunder.
a bunch of,
Your dad was
"What's
playing.
up, bro?"
Your dad was playing, and I was like, I always push you too. I'm like, we got a fucking problem, man. You're like, Tyler. Yeah, it's
And
just
then
fun.
you show up in the leather coat, leather jacket,
Yeah.
same as me,
Yep.
looking fly. Y'all should see this dude in a leather jacket. Oh my gosh, bro. He looked
They all been retired now, though.
better than me for sure.
I don't know about that.
Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
You're beautiful.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Hey, bro, cut it out, bro.
Oh, that's new. Yeah, that's new.
It's not new, bro.
It's not new.
You know who did it first?
Nothing's ever new, I guess.
Joey on Full House.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's like the epitome of not new.
That's it, bro.
Well,
He said it first. He said, cut it out, bro.
well, Jordan, I think that's it, man. I think it was a good conversation, bro.
I love you, bro.
It was good.
I've had such a good time.
It was awesome
Every
having you
time.
back on, man. We stayed on topic for the most part too, which is an improvement. I appreciate all y'all for sticking with us.
We're about
Really
to market
appreciate
the hell
it.
out of it.
Yeah, and if you're here and you say that you're a friend of mine or that you like me, leave a comment below and a like. If you want to tell me something about
Hey,
the
hey,
podcast,
hey,
put it-
chill, bro. Hey, that's not a threat.
They gotta
He's
hear
not
this.
threatening
They
anybody.
gotta hear this
Let
shit,
him
man.
tell him
You
that,
gotta
bro.
leave a comment below for the
Please.
YouTube algorithm.
In a nice way.
You know I love you guys. I really appreciate it. If you're really watching them to the
Please
end,
like and share and subscribe.
yes, what he said.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thanks.
Mad chatter.